This is the 2025 Buick Enclave Avenir, and it's definitely something our grandparents never dreamed of. Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today I borrowed this 25 version of the Enclave from my friends at Mike Morgan Buick GMC in Shreveport, Louisiana, and we're going to go over the particulars. If you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. And you might wonder about the way I titled this video. Let's face reality. There was a time when you heard the name Buick and you thought of something that your grandparents would drive around. A cushy sedan, smooth, comfortable ride quality, all that wood grain, all that kind of stuff that, well, our grandparents liked. But I guarantee you, they likely never dreamed of the technology and the overall exterior design and features that this model offers. Let's take a look at what we're going to have. Full LED lighting. We're going to have our LED daytime running lights up here. That's going to also have the turn signal indicator built in, our daytime or headlights down here. And we're still going to have some chrome here, but I think it's balanced very well with chrome and some gloss black in several different areas, but it works. The Tri-Shield logo from Buick, this is an updated logo that's come out in the last couple of years, the first time on the Enclave. And obviously you can get these models in all-wheel drive if you want to. It's going to have the 22-inch wheels. What do you think about that wheel design? Do you like it? Very nice looking in my personal opinion. I also like the surround on the fenders being body colored. White frost tint coat is what that is called. And just a real quick look here. We'll take a better look later in the video. But here is your interior. It's called cool gray leather. I like the color combination here. It just, I don't know, has that elegant look to it in my personal opinion. You'll have to tell me what you think about that. Now with your side view mirrors, you're going to have body color with your mirror caps. The turn signal indicators built in. We'll still have some gloss black down in this area, but again, that matches perfectly in my opinion. I think it works. I think it flows perfectly. You're going to have cameras on and around the Enclave literally everywhere you look. They're heated, they're power adjustable, they're going to have blind spot monitoring right there. And one more feature that I know a lot of you like to know about, I'm going to push the button right here in the center and show you that they're also power folding. And as we work our way back out to the doors again, we're also going to find passive entry, which is the button right here. And we'll have that on the front doors and the rear doors. I always like that because for you parents out there, or for whatever reason you may need to, it's always nice to be able to come to the back doors and open everything, unlock everything from that area. And that's exactly what you have where that is concerned. Here is your remote. Lock, unlock, remote start. You can open and close your power tailgate. And there's your panic button right there. Also, that Tri-Shield logo on the back. And we'll find brushed aluminum with our roof rails up top. There's also going to be a panoramic sunroof. Up top, we'll have the body-colored shark fin antenna. The rear roof spoiler, we're going to have LED lighting here on the rear, just as we did on the front. There's only one engine option available for the Enclave for 2025. It's the 2.5-liter turbocharged four-cylinder, but you might be surprised at the numbers as it makes 328 horsepower and 326 pounds-feet of torque mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. And we'll go take a look at the window sticker so I can tell you what the MPGs are. 20 city, 27 highway, 23 combined, and 4.3 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. And here's information you often don't hear in these videos. You have a 19.4 gallon gas tank, and on a full tank of gas, you can drive 380 miles in the city, but the impressive number is what you can do on the highway, which is 510 miles. And one more thing when it comes to your exterior lighting is you have the animated lights on the front. I'm going to show you how that looks. Hopefully that shows up here in the bright Louisiana sunshine. And you will also find the same thing here in the rear. That seems to show up maybe a little bit better as far as that goes. And you'll notice that the lighting does go all the way across right here. I like that. That just seems to work instead of having that break where it maybe ends right here. When it comes to gaining access to your cargo area, there's a couple of different things that you can do. Now you'll notice all the beeps, hear that? I'm going to step back and you'll notice I didn't do anything. I didn't push any buttons. I didn't do anything. I just stood there. That actually senses that you're standing here and it will automatically open the power tailgate. If that isn't working, there's actually a setting on the infotainment screen that I'll show you in just a little while that you need to go and take a look at. Make sure it's turned on. Your cargo capacity comes in at 22.9 to 97.5 cubic feet. And to lower the middle row seats, we can use these buttons right here. You can do one side, obviously you can do both sides. Now the difference between the middle seats and the rear seats is that the rear seats are going to lower with the power feature, but when you want to bring the rear seats up, all you have to do is hold those buttons down and they'll come back up. You will have to manually put your middle seats back up, but no big deal where that is concerned. There's also some more storage space located right here in this area. And you do have a spare tire, in case you were wondering about that. There's the diagram to let you know that you just unscrew these, all four of these right here, and then you can pull this out and gain access to that area where your spare tire is located. And there's also a panoramic sunroof. I have the shade drawn forward right now, but we'll take a closer look at that in just a second. And there is the panoramic sunroof with the shade drawn back. That front portion will open. A lot of light coming into the interior when you want it, and when you don't want it, you can obviously bring that shade back up. A very large armrest for your middle row passengers. Plenty of room where that is concerned. A large door bin right here. You can see a couple of the different speakers that we have. And I wanted to show you that you can move the middle seats pretty far forward and give the rear seat passengers a lot of leg room. This lever right here allows for lowering the seat back down, but there's also the lever underneath that allows for moving the seats back and forth. This button allows for moving the seats out of the way. You have to hold that down apparently. There we go. Get that up and out of the way and make it easy to gain access to the third row, which we're going to do right now. We're going to hop back here. You could jump through the pass-through, but I guess it just depends on who you are, on how that works for you right there. Now you can see that I may not have a ridiculous amount of leg room here. In fact, it's pretty tight, but as you can see, that's the difference from one side to the other. Let me move over here so you can see what we have. Plenty of room. Maybe not the most back here, but adults can ride back here and be just fine. You have the air conditioning vents built into the roof area, which I like because that's going to allow the air to get to the passengers much quicker than it would if it was down in this area. You'll also see that we have the USB port and a couple of cup holders. One more important point about the back seat area: if the rear seat passengers don't want to go out through the pass-through and the middle seat passengers didn't let them out, well, they can let themselves out via that button right there and get the seat up and out of the way. No problem to get right out. On the rear of the center console, a couple of cup holders, and the third zone of climate control controlled right here between fan speed, temperature. The middle row passengers have heated seats, 3 stages of heated seats, and all of the different settings that are here. And obviously, there's going to be some connectivity as well. If you're wondering about the armrests, let's take a look and see. My arm does fit on there. I always wish they were a little bit longer than they are, but they're here. I guess that's better than nothing at all. What about the air conditioning vents for your middle row passengers? Well, depending on where they put the seats will determine how quickly the air gets to them. You again have the roof-mounted air conditioning vents, not quite like we had in the back seat, because obviously the ability to have that isn't here because of the panoramic sunroof. And how about the sticker price? $59,995. But you might be surprised at what else you get for the price. Let's talk about that. First of all, a very nice look with the interior. Front seat, back seat, across the dashboard. I like what Buick has done here. It's definitely a nice modern look. The driver and the passenger seats are power adjustable. They're heated and ventilated. They have lumbar support. And let me do one more thing here just so you can see it happening on the screen. You also have the massage function. So there's a lot going on here as far as that goes. You can turn that on or off. You can do roll, whatever you want to do. There's a lot going on here. You can adjust that with the controls on the side of the seat. And we'll have seat memory here for the driver's side. I do wish that was on the passenger side at this price point. I think it should be. You have the controls here for your side view mirrors, controlling those, and as I showed you earlier, power folding as well. Everything to control your windows. Here's your power parking brake, and you'll also have auto hold right here. You can turn the auto stop start feature off right there if you want to, or for those of you who like that, you can turn it back on. You will also see your drive mode selector right here. Let's go through those modes and see exactly what we have. So you're going to start off with Tour. You'll have Sport, Snow and Ice, and we're back to our Tour mode. That's going to be your default mode. I do wish that when you change the driving modes that the vehicle would maintain that when you turn the ignition off, but unfortunately it does not. A nice modern look with the instrument cluster. Everything is a continuous screen, as you can see here. Plenty of room where that's concerned. Nice modern look to it. Easy to use at the same time. And if you say, you know what, Tom, I don't like the way that looks, the button right there, that button, if you push that, here's what's going to happen. You can change what is on the screen. You can go to navigation if you want to. You'll still have your speedometer there. You also have other features as well. Quite a few different things you can do. So depending on what you need to see, you can take a look at that. You have the heated steering wheel button right here. You can see what all is here as far as your controls go. Everything for adaptive cruise control over here. And there's the horn button with the Buick logo. And your shifter is going to be located right here. Not a push button shifter or anything like that. Not a console shifter. So very easy to deal with. You just pull that back and go into drive, pull it back again to go into reverse, and we can push the button right here to go into park. Pretty simple to figure out. Everything for your front and rear window wipers is here. And for those of you who have been to turn signal school and keep your vehicles filled with turn signal fluid, you also know that this is a multitasking lever. It not only operates your front and rear window wipers, but also your blinkers. I know that's challenging for a lot of people. It's just so much to do when you're driving, isn't it? And your infotainment screen, the center screen, whatever you want to call that. You've got Google Assistant built in, so you can say, hey, well, I won't say it, I promise. You probably thought I was going to and set off devices in your house, but no. There's your Play Store, and you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There's Apple CarPlay, there's Android Auto. They are grayed out, I know, because I don't have anything paired right now. You do wirelessly pair your smartphone. And how about your exterior cameras? There are quite a few different views that you can use right here, depending on what you want to see. You've got your overhead view. You have a couple of different options where that is concerned. We have our side views as well, so we can take a look at different views. That rear view camera as well is going to be right there. Pretty simple to deal with. You really don't even need a tutorial on this. I could do a video on it, but it's so simple to figure out that you almost don't need it. Now, you do have ambient lighting here as well. Quite a few different colors that you can choose from. You can go in and customize that. You can change the brightness. So there's a lot going on here where that is concerned. Pretty interesting to see that in a Buick. When it comes to your headlights, here is where you control that, right there, that option. So you're going to push that. They can be auto. You can turn them on, whatever you need to do. That doesn't stay up on the screen long enough, in my opinion. Maybe that's something that Buick can fix in the future, who knows. But that's what you have right there as far as that goes. But I did want to go back here and share a couple of very important things with you. As far as your vehicle settings go, now you have your connections, vehicle notifications. You can see what all is here. I'm not going to cover everything in great detail, but I did want to spend a little more time on vehicle. So you can see you have your audio settings, teen driver mode, rear seat reminder, buckle to drive, climate and air quality. How about your collision detection systems, your safety features, the driving aids? So you're going to have alert type up there that you can go in and change. Automatic emergency braking, front pedestrian braking, intersection collision braking, adaptive cruise go notifier, side bicyclist alert, minus a tongue twist there, lane change alert, park assist with braking, and rear cross traffic braking, as well as rear pedestrian alert. Now I'm going to go back here because there are a couple more things here that I think are very important. Comfort and convenience. So depending on what you want, you can change your chime volume. If it's too loud, you can go in here and change that. If it's too quiet, you can increase it. There could be reasons to change that depending on your situation. Now, here's something that is good. Hands-free access. If things aren't working where that is concerned, remember I told you about that? I showed you how it worked earlier. Make sure it's open only and not set to off. And one more thing about that I wanted to share. If you walk past the rear of the vehicle and it starts beeping, just keep walking if you don't want that power tailgate to open. That will take care of that problem. And how about reverse tilt mirror? If you want your mirrors to tilt when you go into reverse, you can turn that on. You can do whatever you want to do with that. That's easy to deal with. And remote mirror folding, you can turn that on. And what that does is when you lock the vehicle, the mirrors will automatically fold in. And when you unlock it, they unfold. So just a nice little feature to have depending on your situation. And your auto wipe in reverse gear as far as that goes. Very interesting little features here that this model has. Quite a few things going on. Power door locks. You can see what else is here. Seating position if you want to work on that. There can be a couple of different things you might want to do here that you can turn on one or both of those. You can see what is there as far as that is concerned. It may look like a lot, but it's not that difficult to learn. I guarantee it. Easy to figure out, easy to learn. And if you have any trouble, well, guess what? You're in the right place. You can just look up a tutorial right here on YouTube. Dual zone climate control right here. We can control our fan speed. And then we're going to have the volume control for the radio. And here is our wireless charging pad. Have a little bit of gloss black, the piano black finish, but it gives it a nice elegant look as long as you don't try to play the piano on there. Could get some fingerprints on there, but it's there. Cup holders and plenty of room within the center console. Yes, this is not all there is. That tray is removable for those of you who might have wondered about that. And we'll go up here and take a look at our upper console. You're going to have your sunglass holder right there. Here are the controls for the sunroof. All that good stuff is here, depending on what you want to do with that. And you can see some of your other buttons and controls that are there as well. And how about driving the Enclave? It has no trouble getting up to speed. I know a lot of people are likely to question that 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder under the hood and say, is it enough? It definitely had no trouble getting up to speed. In fact, I got up a little bit above the speed limit. So I really don't see that being an issue. I would be curious to know what kind of experience some of you true owners have had, and hopefully that's what we'll hear from is people who have actually owned one of these new Enclaves and can tell us what this 2.5 liter has done for them in the comments section, and what your overall experience has been. Good handling characteristics. By the way, I didn't talk about this earlier, but you can get this model in all-wheel drive. You can get all of the Enclaves in all-wheel drive. You can also get Super Cruise on every single trim level. This model doesn't have Super Cruise, that's semi-autonomous driving, for those who may not know, but something that may have been a question that came up in the comments section, so I'll try and answer that ahead of time. Easy to see out of, very enjoyable to drive. The ride quality is very nice. I have to say that is definitely one of the strong suits here, is that it's comfortable. That's something that Buicks have long been known for, especially back in our grandparents' days. I know some of us still have our grandparents around. I know I don't, but I'm in my late 40s. But I did remember a lot of older folks, senior citizens to put it politely, driving around in Buicks. That's just what they were known for so long. I mean, the Buick's known for being driven by older people. The good thing is while you have all this great technology here, it still retains very nice, comfortable, plush interior and nice materials. It really does a nice job of filling the bill in so many ways. And like I said earlier in the video, technology is easy to learn and use. Everything is easy to get to. Something else that's nice to know that you have on all trim levels is the fact that there is a wireless charging pad that is standard no matter the trim level that you may choose to go with. And thankfully good braking is too, especially when someone pulls out in front of you and drives way under the speed limit, although we're not driving that fast, thankfully. And one thing that's nice here about the safety features, depending on what your experience has been in the past, there are some manufacturers out there, their vehicles have very aggressive safety features. And yes, you can go in and adjust that. But if it's at its most aggressive or highest rating, I should say, you will find out that it can be a little bit annoying. Lane keeping assist and things like that. Definitely not the case here with the Enclave. Everything is very well behaved, but definitely does its job. Overall, plenty of room here for the driver and the passenger, especially in the front seat area. No matter your height, 5 feet tall, 6 feet or higher, taller, you can fit here. You can adjust the steering wheel, which by the way is power adjustable, tilt and telescopically adjustable. So that's one thing I didn't mention earlier in the video. A lot of adjustability built in here for the driver's seat. Everything can be set up so you are able to put the seat and the steering wheel in the perfect position so you're comfortable and it's easy to see. There it is, the 2025 Buick Enclave Avenir. Definitely not something that our grandparents would have expected, but in this day and age, this is very common. A lot of great technology and some very interesting features on this top trim level. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends at Mike Morgan Buick GMC for loaning me this model for the day so I could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That's very helpful to me. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And if you would, please share this video on your timelines on social media. If you'd like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.